Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so awesome to be back with you. You guys are wonderful. I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. I got it out a little late, but it was a good video. It was on the goddess Isis. And if you haven't seen that, check it out. It's in the queue right before this one. You don't want to miss it. Well, here we are. It's Saturday night. You know what that means? Time for Psychic Bob's Saturday night seance. That's right. For those of you who are new here, this is a weekly tradition. Every Saturday we gather. I go into trance and I channel messages from the spirit world. And we have a lot of fun here. And so if you're new here, just come and sit and enjoy. Here we are in my virtual living room. And if you were actually in my house, I'd say just put your chairs here around me in a circle. And we're going to open the door to the spirit world. That's right. And, just to remind you guys, because I know I'll forget if I don't say it now. Here we are at the holiday season. And if you're still buying gifts for people, you might want to pop over to my website and pick up some of my books. I'm an author. These are published works of mine. This one is Messages from Rose. Rose is one of my spirit guides. That's her picture there. Isn't she great? So you might want to see what the spirit world has. I have a number of books. This is my most recent one, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. And that's one of my books. We also have another book called Ouija Mysteries, the Spirit Board Seances. So we got a lot, over there. These are I have a few other books, but you might want to check these out. Ouija Mysteries, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom, and Messages from Rose. I tell you, great gifts. Get one for yourself and pick up one for a friend. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're here, and you guys are the best. So I'm going to settle down and go into trance. And by the way, just so for those of you who are new, when I'm in trance, don't be afraid. There's no pain. There's no danger. Spirit guides overshadow my consciousness, and they take control of my nervous system, and they manifest through me. So if you've never seen channeling, that's what's going on, okay? And if you look up channeling on YouTube, there are other channelers too. And, one I would recommend is definitely Rob Gauthier. He's wonderful. He's got his channel, which is the E.T. Whisperer. He's great. So check him out. He and Colleen are the best. And a few months ago, I did a show with him. It was a channeling show, and you can get that channel download now. So go to the etwhisperer.com. I'll put a link below and check that out. All right, I'm going to go into trance, and we'll see what the spirit people have. I'll see you when I get back. Important thing is to understand that the light is within. Many people think that the light is far away. They believe that the Lord is far away, and they believe that they must reach far to have a spiritual experience. But the truth of the matter is that God resides within his creation. He also resides without it. And when we speak of the divine is far larger, far more vast and expansive than a single man sitting on a chair with lightning bolts. No, the divine is a spirit of eternal wisdom, infinite knowledge and intelligence that permeates all reality. God is very much within your mind and within your heart, but he is also equally in the stars above and in the planets that rotate. This is why things such as astrology holds its fascination for the people of the earth, for that is this power that is the power of God manifesting. If you wish to know the divine, look at the signs around you. God can be found in the trees, in the birds singing, and in the planets above. He also appears in the minor things, such as the rocks below. For those of you who cast lots, who work with such things as rune stones or tarot cards, divine spirit permeates those as well, and truth is revealed. In the modern-day Christian church, they decry all forms of divination as that of the devil. But I can tell you, in my own studies, I learned that the ancient Hebraic priesthood engaged in divination. They had cups in which they would look in wine for visions, and they also cast lots, similar to our modern-day runes. It was these events that foretold the reality of God. When the church did it and banned it, they would do it, I should say the priesthood, the ancient priesthood do it. They would do it in the name of God. The Christian church later on banned it, though, even though some of them engaged in it. The truth is that divination has at its very heart the word divine, which points to a higher power. If you wish to know the higher power, you do not have to travel in a spaceship to the far corners of the galaxy. God is very close. In fact, he is within your own heart and in your own breath. In the East, the Indians practice breathing and chanting of mantras. They believe that the very vibration of the breath contains the essence of the spirit. They also believe that the chanting that God dances on the tongue of those who say his holy names. It is these practices that I was exposed to as a young man when I was at Cambridge University. In my younger years, I would often listen to lectures of people who would teach about the Far East. In those days, we still had the British Empire, and I would always think, what wisdom would come from the East? Many of my comrades travelled to India and explored these truths, and I would often sit for hours enraptured, listening to tales of yogic feats such as levitation and spirit communication. I can tell you that all of these things exist and are real. My mistake in my life was that I tuned away from it. I walked away, and I ended up thinking only of the material world. If you forget that the material world is infused with divine reality, you will find yourself wandering in a field of emptiness. You see, there is a spirit world, there is a reality known as the void. It is the place where God is not, and you can go and achieve that void if you wish to. In your soul, you can choose to have God as part of your life, or you can choose to be separate from God. Your free will would determine your reality in the spirit world. I chose to focus solely on material things, which was much to my detriment in my spiritual growth. All things should be in balance, I have come to learn. And since coming here to the spirit world, I have come to understand now that spirit infused my very soul, and yet I rejected it. Do not be so foolish. Do not think that mere atoms contain all the answers. The atomic structure of all reality is simply that, a structure. But what does the structure hold at its very foundation? Well, scientists say that the very foundation of atoms consists of molecular bondings, which are ultimately electronic in nature. All things, therefore, are energy. Energy, such as light, can be a particle or a wave. It can take different forms. It can be a solid item as a particle. Particle would imply mass. A wave implies energy. Is it one or the other? You see, it's a mystery of science, and the answer seems to be that it is both. Over here, I can quantitatively tell you that energy is the foundation of all reality. But beyond that energy, there is a light, a spiritual light, that inhabits even the molecules, and it is the very glue, the foundation of the universe. Some call it God. The Spirit of God is the glue, if you will, that holds all animation in reality. All reality moves and has its being in this reality. So if you think only in the material sense, you have become blind and not seen the ultimate reality. You can breathe in the very essence of God, and this is what one should do in meditation. As one takes a deep inner breath, not only allow physical air to enter you, but allow the very presence and the Spirit of God. In the ancient scriptures, it was believed that God was referred to as the breath of life. And this is true, and as the human breathes, they are in a sense a reflection of divine reality, that God breathes with you and in you and through you. Somebody else wishes to speak. Oh, this is Fletcher here. Give us just a moment while we adjust the vibration of our medium. Greetings, my dear. This is Rose. It's such a blessing to be here with all of you. Every week I join here with ALFRED and FLETCHER, and I have such great joy in my heart. It is a blessing to hear him talk. You know, when ALFRED first arrived here in the spirit world, he was in a most pitiful condition. He was still drug-induced and weak and full of terror. When he was left at the time of death in his drug-induced stupor, he went to a dark place of purgatory. His purgatory, because he was so addicted to drugs, was one of nightmarish reality. The phantoms of the mind will carry on with you into the spirit world if you do not get control over your mind. This is why many of us here understand that a balance between the body, the mind, and the spirit is essential to well-being. You see, if you take care of your body and you nurture it and give it good food, this is all good and well, and exercise and sunlight. If you take care of your mind through education and proper thought, this is all good and well. And if you take care of your spirit through prayer and meditation and seeking higher truth, this is also good and well. But if you neglect any of those, then you are not a complete person. You are imbalanced, might we say. And this is what has happened to many of us along the way. For example, in my own life, I mocked spirituality. I was very educated, went to the best schools. I suppose, I liked to dress fine, I took good care of the body, ate well. But my very soul I treated as a little bit of a joke and not quite serious. Oh yes, I suppose I went to church, but the important thing is that I did not embrace the light that was given to me. This is why I went to purgatory when I died. I was most fortunate that I was in quite my right mind, or I suppose as much as one could be in death. But I used to argue with the angels. I say, "Who are you? Go away." What an idiot fool I was. If only I had listened to my neighbour, Madge, who used to always talk to me about the angels and the spirits, I would have had much more sense of the reality that I found myself in. ALFRED will tell you himself, but I must say that when he was first in the spirit world, coming over from the darker regions, it was a sight to behold. He had appeared dishevelled, looked very much like he did on earth, and it was not until he crossed through the healing chambers. We have rooms here of healing, they're like a hospital. Till he crossed through hospital, he was not able to shed his earthly addictions, and his mind was very clouded. I'll let him finish telling you about that. Rose speaks the very truth of my reality. My mind was very clouded. The drugs put me in a stupor. And if you leave the earth in such a terrible state, you will carry that too in the spirit world. In the spirit world, like attracts like. And so I was at a low vibration, and so therefore I was drawn into the sphere of low vibrations. In the astral plane, there are levels that are manifold. I was drawn to one of the lower levels, and it is in those levels that phantasms exist. Oh, the darkest creatures and reality of your mind do exist on another realm. And I found myself sitting in a stupor, seeing horrible sights, deranged faces, monsters that were hideous. I shielded my eyes, and yet I could not block out the visions, for they would appear within my own mind even with my eyes closed. This was my own doing, my own creation, for I had lowered my vibration to such an extent that I could not see higher light. This is why we say from the spirit world that you must honor your mind as well as your body and your spirit. You see, I did not feed any of them. I neglected my body after doing the drugs, and I found myself emaciated and wasted physically. I let my mind be overtaken. And as for my spirit, well, I had forgotten that long ago, as I drifted into the folly of atheism. All of these things served to weaken my constitution, and they led me in a dark and lonely place. Do not be as I was. Do not follow such folly. You have in the human body great opportunities for advancement, and this progress can only be made upon the earth. So if you wish to grow, embrace your earthly life in its highest frequency, its highest vibration, and you will grow in the light. When you cross over to our world, you will come to understand that in that light is all joy and peace and freedom. But you will not attain it unless you focus your light now. Your body is, in a sense, a beacon to draw to yourself the highest frequencies. If you think of yourself as an antenna that is drawing in frequency, and you can choose that frequency, then you will achieve peace and success. Not only will you master your spiritual self and mental self, you can also use this frequency to master the spiritual and material worlds, I should say. The material world is also a frequency. Many make the mistake of tuning only to that frequency, and would understand better if they were guided by the higher frequency, that they could receive more knowledge how to master the lower frequencies. All things in the universe resonate to a vibration. So today I challenge you, ask yourself, what is my vibration? Is my vibration high? Is my vibration low? If you discover that you're at a lower vibration, fear not. Make a resolve today to let Spirit enlighten you. Ask for our world to come and help. We shall be present for you. My name is ALFRED. Oh, my dears, we're so very pleased with him. This achieves so much wisdom here. It's a true delight for all of us here to encounter ALFRED. He's grown in the light so very much. Each of you today, we invite you, join us in the spirit world. Oh, you don't have to die. No, no, you must complete your incarnations. So do not look as like thinking that if I want to be close to heaven, I have to end my life. No, no, my dear. You only have to, as ALFRED said, be an antenna, a frequency collector. We operate at a higher frequency. This is why you do not see us or hear us. But we will try to lower our vibration if you call upon us. And if you do your daily practice of spirituality, meditation, of prayer, your vibration will increase and you will sense our presence more fully. So let us work in tandem. I send all of you my blessings. FLETCHER is saying that the power is growing weak, so I shall not stay in our medium much longer. But I'm very thankful that you took the time to sit with us today. And I send you my good thoughts and my blessings always. The power is starting to fade now. So do forgive me that I cannot stay with you. But I'm always just a whisper away. You can always whisper. Hey, Tubies. This is Psychic Bob. Well, I tell you, I feel really blessed. It's a miracle when the spirit people come through. And it's changed my world. Having that connection to their world, it's amazing, amazing. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's seance. I know I sure have. I always enjoy the chance to connect with those realms. If you enjoyed today's program, you might want to pop over to my website at robert-hickman.com. I'll put the link below. And pick up a copy of my book, Messages from Rose. This talks about my early days working with my spirit guide. And while you're over there, as I said, we got others. We've got Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. We got Ouija Mysteries. A lot of options for all of you. So, if you're looking for a gift still for somebody, if you're like me, Christmas goes on for like a month. So I'm still giving gifts even past Christmas into the new year. So you still got time if you want to buy some presents for people. But pop over to my website. Well, you guys rock. I hope you'll keep it here at Spirit Channel. Tomorrow is Sunday. don't know what we're going to do. I think we'll do a vlog tomorrow. You guys seem to enjoy that. So we're going to go somewhere. I don't know yet. We'll figure out where I'm going. But I'll bring you guys along with that, okay? Does that sound good? Anyways, if you enjoyed tonight's show and you want to, be part of Spirit Channel, we hope that you'll like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends. Let's get out the word about what we do here. And if you can, hit subscribe. Be part of our scene. You guys rock. Sending you blessings. Keep it here. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Sunday. Blessed be.